I wish you luck. Cash build around. Each correct answer is worth £1,000. Are you ready?
Yes.
Shelley, your time starts now. What word is traditionally shouted by lumberjacks as a warning when a tree is about to fall?
Pass.
Timber. The one where Monica gets a roommate was the pilot episode of what sitcom?
Friends.
Correct. Whose 800-metre world record was broken in 1997 by Wilson Kipketer?
Pass.
Sebastian Coe. Which female politician became Education Secretary in 1970?
Margaret Thatcher.
Correct. To accept the inevitable consequences and pain of an action is to bite the what?
Tongue.
Bullet. The provinces of Como and Bergamo are part of what Italian region?
Riviera.
Lombardy. Princess Anne's first husband, Mark Phillips, served in which of the armed forces?
The army.
Correct. A shish kebab is named after the word for skewer in what language?
Turkish.
Correct. Housesteads was a Roman fort that was part of what larger structure?
Castle.
Hadrian's Wall. In what type of writing implement would you find graphite?
Pencil.
Correct. In July 2013, Vladimir Urin... Shelley, not a bad start for the team, £5,000. Good luck, your time starts now. The graveyard of the Atlantic is another name for what so-called triangle?
Bermuda.
Correct. The centre of what sporting target should be 5 feet 8 inches off the floor?
Archery.
Dartboard. Upside Down and Picking Up the Pieces were hits for which British singer?
Diana Ross.
Paloma Faith. David Lloyd George was the first Prime Minister to occupy what Buckinghamshire residence?
Pass.
Chequers. In the story of Chicken Little, what is the name of the fox?
Foxy Loxy.
Correct. The old and new towns of what British city are UNESCO World Heritage Sites?
Bradford.
Edinburgh. Claude Littner appears in the interview rounds of what TV competition?
The Apprentice. The Apprentice, yeah.
Correct. Just 6 years after she died, which nun was beatified in 2003?
Mother Teresa.
Correct. Jacob and Sons and Close Every Door are songs from what musical?
Pass.
Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Traditionally, what tequila... No time to get there for you, Kath. £4,000, though. Your time starts now. Who played Inspector Clouseau in the original Pink Panther films?
Peter Sellers.
Correct. The Royal Academy of Dramatic Art is known by what acronym?
RADA.
Correct. The new Mary Rose Museum opened in 2013 in which English city?
Liverpool.
Portsmouth. What name is given to a jam or preserve made using Seville oranges?
Marmalade.
Correct. The Primark clothing chain was founded in what country?
Italy.
Ireland. The Perfect Year is a song from what Lloyd Webber musical?
Cats.
Sunset Boulevard. Introduced in 1966, Patch is the little sister of which British doll?
Cabbage.
Cindy. What town, supposedly the home of Ali G, has added upon Thames to its name?
Darnley.
Staines.
Oh.
And I'm Floating in a Most Peculiar Way is a line from what David Bowie hit?
Don't know.
Space Oddity. What is a cor anglais?
Dessert.
Musical instrument. Machiavelli's The Prince was dedicated to a member of which... Catches everyone out, that, cor anglais. I've heard that a few times, people catch people out. Yeah, it's a musical instrument. But you know what? £3,000.
It's not bad. Better than nothing.
It is indeed. Ready?
Yeah.
The time starts now. What name is given to the coloured glass used in church windows?
Can't remember.
Stained glass. In the title of a 1981 horror film, an American werewolf was where?
London.
Correct. What title derives from Mongolian for ocean and Tibetan for religious teacher?
Lama.
More, please?
Dalai Lama.
Correct. Scrum Queens is a website dedicated to women who play what sport?
Rugby.
Correct. The song It's a Long Way to Tipperary became popular in what war?
World War One.
Correct. What TV Western series featured the character Hoss Cartwright?
Oh, was that Bonanza?
Yeah, correct. In the early 20th century, the May 4th movement took place in what country?
Oh, I don't know. France.
China. What does the G stand for in the name of the society RGS?
Geographical.
Correct. Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, was nicknamed Vlad the what?
Impaler.
Correct. Brontology is the branch of meteorology that studies what loud noises?
Roars.
Thunder.
Oh.
Who wrote the lyrics? I tell you what, we was on a roll there as well. 7,000. Excellent.
It is.
Your time starts now. In the nursery rhymes, what adjective describes Bo Peep and Miss Muffet?
Little.
Correct. Hole in My Shoe was a hit for which character from The Young Ones?
Neil.
Correct. So-called tulip mania occurred in what country in the 17th century?
Holland.
Correct. In the 2008 Champions League final, Chelsea faced what other English team?
Manchester United.
Correct. On what show do contestants taste and recreate a dish prepared by John Turode?
MasterChef.
Correct. The Battle of Flodden Field was fought during which English king's reign?
Charles I.
Henry VIII. Opened in 1955. What theme park featured the Dumbo flying elephant ride?
Disneyland.
Correct. Vanilla Sky and In Her Shoes are films starring which Hollywood actress?
Penelope Cruz.
Cameron Diaz. What Commonwealth country has Arctic, Pacific and Atlantic Ocean coastlines?
Canada.
Correct. What colour goes after Paint It and Men In to give 2 number 1 hits?
Black.
Correct. Selenology is the study of what heavenly body?
The moon.
Correct. What about that? Brilliant stuff. What a performance, Andy. £9,000.
Good, thank you.
That is great. Brilliant.
Yes.
I love it. Your time starts now. To search for something everywhere is to look in every nook and what?
Cranny.
Correct. What does the G in the former qualification GNVQ stand for?
General.
Correct. What famous American battle began in Montana on June the 25th, 1876?
Gettysburg.
No, Little Bighorn. In Back to the Future, Doc Brown's sheepdog is named after which Nobel Prize-winning scientist?
Einstein.
Correct. The department store Fraser & Sons is now known by what name?
Fuss.
House of Fraser. Britain and China fought how many opium wars?
2.
Correct. What's long been advertised as the game that ties you up in knots?
Twister.
Correct. Which climber led the 1975 British expedition to the southwest face of Everest?
Pass.
Chris Bonington. Matthew Rhys and Kerry Russell play spies in what ITV drama?
Spooks.
The Americans. What Dan Brown novel features a plot involving...
Da Vinci Code.
Correct. The strait separating New Zealand's North and South Islands is named after who?
Pass.
Captain James Cook. Which former... No time to get there for you, Lewis. However, £6,000. Your time starts now. The TV series made by Hammer Films in 1980 was called Hammer House of what?
Horror.
Correct. In boxing, an illegal punch to the back of the head is named after what animal?
Pass.
Rabbit. What American tabloid uses the slogan, "Inquiring minds need to know"?
The Telegraph.
National Enquirer. The learning aid launched in 1978 by Texas Instruments was the Speak and what?
Learn.
Spell. Which member of the Cause has the middle names Stephen Ignatius?
Alex.
Jim. In what year was the famous Christmas truce of World War I?
1916.
1914. Which ex-football manager appeared in the 75th anniversary issue of the Beano?
Pass.
Sir Alex Ferguson. Piscine Molitor Patel is the central character in what Jan Martel novel?
Pass.
Life of Pi. Which Spanish surrealist painter was born in 1904 and died in 1989?
Garcia.
Salvador Dali. How was the... All right, Sophie, £1,000. Here we go. Your time starts now. The discovery of whose tomb caused Tutmania in Britain in 1922?
Tutankhamun.
Correct. The names used by Scoutmasters are based on what work by Rudyard Kipling?
Jungle Book.
Correct. Ain't No Mountain High Enough was a top 10 hit for which female singer?
Sister Sledge.
Diana Ross. Which French designer opened her first millinery shop in Paris in 1910?
Pass.
Coco Chanel. How are Caspar, Balthazar and Melchior collectively known?
The Three Wise Men.
Correct. What's the nickname of the Australia men's rugby league team?
The All Blacks.
Kangaroos. Helsinki is the capital of what European country?
Budapest.
Finland. Billy Bob Thornton played the US president in what Richard Curtis film?
Pass.
Love Actually. What term for a conservatory is slang for a military prison?
Pass.
Glass house. In the children's work by Prokofiev, which title character captures a wolf?
Pass.
Peter. England and Scotland had different monarchs until what century?
The 17th.
Out of time. Oh. All right, we've got £3,000. Your time starts now. In the calendar, what is the next month after March to have 31 days?
May.
Correct. What word that refers to wise sayings is the name of a book of the Bible?
John.
Proverbs. Daniel Mead was a fashion magazine editor-in-chief in what American TV series?
America's Next Top Model.
Ugly Betty. What sweet created by Swizzles feature phrases like marry me and true love?
Love Hearts.
Correct. What follows beaches and Valentine's in the name of two grand national fences?
Dare.
Brook. What song was a 1963 top 10 hit for Leslie Gore?
Pass.
It's My Party. The Pankhursts called off their suffrage campaign when what war broke out?
World War One.
Correct. Hilary Mantel's novel Bring Up the Bodies features which English king?
King George.
Henry VIII. The soap Imperial Leather is made by which British company? Cussons, PZ Cussons. Right, Yasmin, £3,000. Our time starts now. Which famous animator produced the original 101 Dalmatians film?
Disney.
Correct. D.S. Trotter is in what long-running Agatha Christie play?
Pass.
The Mousetrap. The name of an epic poem by Homer gives what word for a long, exciting journey?
Odyssey.
Correct. In what sport might a player use a fairway wood to hit the ball?
Golf.
Correct. What relation was William the Conqueror to his successor, William Rufus?
Father.
Correct. What Ray Bradbury novel gets its title from a line in Shakespeare's Macbeth?
Pass.
Something wicked this way comes. In what Scottish city is Barlinnie Prison?
Are we in Glasgow?
Correct. Holly James and Nerys Hughes played Beryl and Sandra in what 70s TV sitcom?
The Life of Birds.
Correct. The London Prize ring rules governed what form of boxing?
Amateur.
Bare knuckle boxing. Salman Rushdie published the Satanic Verses in what decade?
The 80s.
Correct. Which Roman emperor shares his name with the Italian word for black?
Nero.
Correct. Humphrey Lyttelton was a famous performer of what music style?
Jazz.
Would have been jazz, just out of time. Tell you what, Debbie, that's good. £8,000.